So, tonight we are going to be doing some tarot readings. That's what we're going to be doing tonight. I hope it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think it should be nice and relaxing. That's what we're going for anyway. Here, let me turn my microphone down just a little bit. We don't want it to be too loud. Welcome in, SD. How are you, dear? Alright. So, I do have some pre-requests for tarot readings, so we will start there. Renfield, good to see you. Alright. Let's take a look-see. Alright, so Renfield, do you want just kind of a general type reading, or are you wanting something specific? Okay, sounds good. So, we're gonna start with you. Welcome in. Welcome in. How are you doing? So, Renfield, we're gonna start with you. Then we will do Amanda. Then we will do Llama, and then we will see who to read for from there. Okay. Hold on, just a minute. Just sent a note to a friend letting them know that I'm on. My day has been okay. How about yours? All you have to do is request one. Just say, I want one. I did try to do a, what's it called? I did try to do a Q command. It didn't end up working out so well, so. Welcome in. We're just doing some tarot readings tonight. SD, feel free to get nice and comfy. We like to keep things wholesome around here, so do keep that in mind. Yeah, I understand that. I think everybody gets feeling that way. So, alright. So I'm gonna ask you little monsters to help mommy keep track of what order we're gonna be doing readings in. Just because sometimes I will forget who's next. So just remind me. Okay, so we're gonna do Renfield, Amanda, Llama. Then we're gonna do Reload. And so just please help me keep track. Otherwise, I might forget. Okay. Alright. So Renfield, I'm gonna draw a card or two for you. It's fine, dear. I'll do my best to remember. No worries. I think we all are just a little bit like harebrained. Okay. So, Renfield, the card I drew for you is the Four of Scepters. We are using the Vampire Tarot. The Four of Scepters is currently upside down for you. And so, with this card, usually it's about centering yourself and being able to take control of your energy and know what to do next. And it's really just about commanding that energy. And so with it being in the upside down position, this kind of shows me you're not really fully in a place of inner peace at the moment. And so because of that, you're not really sure what to do or where to go next. If you want a reading, Sidesline, you can definitely have one. You'll just need to help keep track for me, okay? So I sense so you're right to kind of mention that this seems to be kind of a pattern for you, but it seems like it's been aggravated lately. It's just kind of one of those things where you're like, oh no, I'm getting into this pattern again. It's driving me nuts. So this card, Renfield, is asking you to spend some time to get quiet and calm with yourself. Welcome in, Cotty Horse. Good to have you, dear. So, even though the figure that's meditating right now is sort of in upside down, this is really a call to get your priorities straightened out, get yourself straightened out however you can, so that you can approach obstacles with more of a clearer head, and not get yourself tangled up or get yourself in a situation where you're like, I got here again. How? Why? So my advice would be to take some time to quietly journal or make some notes or something just to kind of help yourself get on track again. Because I think that's definitely not helping your mentals at the moment. So that would be what's come through on that. Condor, welcome in, dear. So, because Condor already requested one, we're gonna go Amanda, Llama, Condor, and then Reload next, and then Sidesline next. So that's kind of interesting. Right when I was talking about that, some cards slipped out and one landed on my lap. So I'm gonna say that this is the beginning card for Amanda, and there's a second card that I'm also going to read as theirs. They did ask for 3, but normally when I do these free readings, I try not to do that many. So we're going to do 2 for Amanda. Okay, so their first card is the Prince of Grails. And let's take a look at their next card. Ooh, okay, 7 of Wands. Alright, so first let's get into the first card, the Prince of Grails. So usually when Grails show up in this card deck, that really has to do with like having control over one's emotions, and having command of them, and understanding the magic in various emotions. So it's basically the ability to do that, to say, okay, whatever emotion I'm feeling, here's how I'm going to constructively use that emotion to do what I need to do, or put energy into what I'm trying to create, for instance. I also sense for them that they've been having a lot of emotions. I almost want to use the phrase like, my cup is full with how they're feeling. I feel like this might also apply to a lot of you little monsters. I think everybody's feeling a little bit full in the cups, full in the emotions at the moment. So I think this card is also a call to my friend Amanda to spend some time processing through those emotions and not just kind of sticking them in a chalice and, saying, oh, I'll deal with it later. The 7 of Wands, that's pretty much the all-out fight war mode. 7 of Wands can usually mean like you're in a moment in your life where everything seems like it's against you. Eotig, welcome in, dear. Good to see you. But I also see that this card is gonna have to mean that in this moment where everything seems to be kind of challenging Amanda, she has to rise to the occasion, and it's gonna be a pretty stormy situation. There's no way around that. I'm not sure, but I'm kind of sensing this might have to do with like a work situation, or more specifically a home situation. I don't know what that's about, but I feel like someone has come to the door, metaphorically or real lifely. Someone has come to the door, and so I get the sense that there's this confrontation, this like, well, we're gonna make you move, or we're gonna make you do something. And I feel like Amanda's like, hell no, like, I don't want to move, I don't want this change. So this card is really about facing that moment of people trying to back you into a corner, facing that with bravery and clarity about what you want. So that's for Amanda. I hope that helps her. Okay, next we have Llama. So Llama, do you have anything specific that you want with your reading, or do you just want a general type reading? Okay. Alright. Alright, cards. I need a clarifying card. For Llama. I need okay, one jumped out at me. Okay, Llama, this is a bit interesting. So I drew for you the Eight of Pentacles. This one is in reverse. Now, typically with Eight of Pentacles, and what this card shows is that we have a figure here who's looking at a plethora of options. So what this card tells me is, and this is really weird because it kind of matches up with what I already know you've been going through. This card, when it's upside down, says that you almost feel like instead of having many options, you feel like there are no options. And you feel like everything just kind of got thrown onto the floor. And I'm reading it that way because everything's upside down, so all of these things that would normally be organized are now just at the mercy of gravity, basically. I'm gonna interpret this as how you are feeling currently. Not that the situation necessarily is this way currently, but that this is a validation from the energies. They recognize you've been going through this. Now, most importantly, the card that I wanted to draw to follow up is what happens after this. And so you got the card, the Daughter of Skulls. Now, the Skulls suit is an interesting one for the Vampire Tarot. Skulls have to do with wealth, foundation, resources. So this card is one of the strongest cards you can get in this suit. So this card clearly shows to me that even though your situation around finances and resources feels like and has been thrown upside down, this second card says, but there is change in the air. There's a possibility of that getting turned around. So what I get from this is an emphasis on creativity for you, Llama. Not only in creative solving, problem solving for your job situation, but also perhaps looking at your options for being more creatively employed. In other words, perhaps looking at additional fields that may use more of your skills, more of your talents. I also sense that there is kind of a build your own way essence to this, that you may benefit from building your own service pipeline, if that makes sense, for some of the skill set you already have. So this card is all about embracing not only different ways of finding another job, but like maybe different ways of doing what you already love and know how to do, and maybe even exploring other options. So this card says clearly there is wealth in creativity, there is wealth in exploration, and there is wealth in risk taking. I hope that helps, Llama. Okay, I think next is Condor. Then we have Reload. And then we have Sidesline after that, I think. That's who we have next. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's the order. Excellent, Llama. I look forward to hearing what more that is. Okay, so now that we got the order correct, okay, Condor, what kind of reading would you like? Welcome in, Pufferfish. How are you, dear? How are we doing tonight? We're just doing some soft-spoken ASMR tonight. I know, it's not traditional tarot or ASMR. It's not traditional ASMR, but we are doing tarot. I hope you will enjoy hanging out with us. If you would like a reading, please let me know if you would. I'm doing very well, thank you. Welcome in, Kim. Good to see you, dear. We're just doing some free readings tonight. I already have some people I'm reading for, but if you would like one, let me know in the chat and I will do my best to get to you in a timely manner. Okay, so Pufferfish, you will be after the next couple of people. I think there's about 2 ahead of you currently. I am also streaming on multi-platforms tonight, so do be patient with me. It's kind of a lot to juggle. So, Condor, you're next. I forgot if you already said you wanted a general reading or not. Could you remind me, please? Yeah, because my chat completely kind of messed up there, so. That's a good question. I will see what the cards have to say. They tend to give general sort of guidance, but we will see. A love reading. Okay. Well, let's see what happens here. Okay, that's really... I just got, like, the shivers, Condor. Okay. So I got the Two of Skulls. So in this card, we have two people who are very, very close with one another. They look like they really share a bond. So the Skulls card is all about manifestation. It's all about foundation, resources. And in this case, I just got the shivers. Yes. It seems like, in regards to the love question, it seems like the answer is a positive one. It seems like this card is acknowledging the possibility or the appearance of someone with whom you will be very bonded. I do see that this is going to be kind of like, it's going to be a shared feeling in a way. Like, I think the both of you are going to know how you feel about the other. And of course, you might be saying, well, duh, Teef, that's how love works. But what I mean is, it seems like there's a possibility for both of you to come to the realization and the actualizing of your feelings at around the same time. I do kind of want to highlight, though, that this, I don't know why, but this card is kind of screaming at me. That it's a team effort. And not specifically toward you, Condor, but it's screaming at me in relation to the person that you're asking about. I feel like this person might take a little bit of extra work, or might require a bit more handling with care, or might, I don't want to use the term difficult, because I don't think that's the right term, but what I do want to say is this card is making me feel like there's a very solid connection between you, but that the other person, possibly in this situation, might be a little bit demanding, or might not always listen to boundaries. So I'm going to say that this card is also reminding you, don't overextend in a relationship where that's not also being reciprocated, because it can burn people out, and it can transform a good relationship into something not so good. So I feel like, yes, there is a great possibility for love, but there's also going to be a need to maintain balance and maintain healthy boundaries. Billy, no problem. Don't worry. I don't believe in people being late, dear. You're right on time. Also a note for all the little monsters watching on YouTube, if you could give this stream a snuggle on the like button, that would be amazing. That would really help out the algorithm, since I'm not the biggest channel in the universe. Okay, next I believe we have Reload is next, and then Sidelines, and then some of the cute little folks on YouTube next. Alright, Reload, you're up. Gator, welcome in. How are you, dear? I hope you are doing well. I hope you are having an amazing, amazing evening. So, Reload, do you have something specific you want me to draw a card for? Or do you want just a general sort of non-specific, what do the cards have to say type of thing? Okay, we can do that. We can do that. Let's see here. And yes, I'm weird. I do talk to my cards. Okay. Are you for Reload, or are you? No, you definitely are. Okay. Welcome in, VRR. Welcome in. How are you doing today? Okay. Now, Reload, I don't want you to freak out. This is not necessarily a bad card. Yeah, go for it. Go ahead, Billy. It's totally fine. Okay, it's not bad. So, you got the Major Arcana card, the Devil, but it's upside down. So usually when the Devil card appears, it usually means that we're stuck in toxic patterns or battling addictions or battling manipulation or, being tempted and things like that. However, this card is upside down. It's in reverse. So what I get from that is you have recently kicked a lot of bad habits to the curb. I'm not sure what this is about, but I feel like you've recently just freed yourself from a bunch of not good stuff that used to wrap you all up in toxic or not very helpful behaviors. So I feel like this card is very, very good for you. I'm smiling because I feel like some stuff that you've been struggling with for a long time, you've just been finally able to let that go somehow. Gator, that's really cool. I love hearing all about your cats. I really do. It's so cute. It's so cute. But that's amazing. And fun little fact, Mommy is training to be a therapist, so there's that. But congratulations. Congratulations. What a big step that is. Oh, that's so cute. I'm actually gonna be starting my internship, hopefully in January. Yes, I'm doing tarot in vampire mode with my, as you call it, creamy librarian voice. Okay, Sideline, you're next. Put an emote in the chat if you're still here. Nicholas, welcome in. I'm glad you're getting better at bringing some self-compassion in. That's very important. And I think that really fits with your card as well. Because, you know, self-doubt and self-hatred can really be, you know, an archdevil in that way. So I'm glad that you are learning to conquer. Okay. Sideline, what kind of reading, would you like? Do you want a general reading? Or do you want something specific? And by the way, you don't have to tell me what it is if you don't want. Hydrate. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in. Why did I not get notified of that? Okay, that's kind of annoying. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hello, everybody. Okay, so quick introduction before I get into Sideline's reading here. I'm Tiffy Weefy. I am your tiefling mom and ASMR artist. I do a lot of ASMR content. Sometimes we do more traditional triggers. Sometimes we read stories. Sometimes we do tarot. And when we're not doing any of that, sometimes we do writing streams. And every once in a while, we play some games. Sometimes in ASMR mode. So welcome in. Get comfy, all you little monsters, and enjoy. I am doing readings. I am doing readings in the order that they are requested. So please do keep that in mind. But Asteria, if you would like a reading, let me know, and I can make sure you get one. I gotta be heading to bed, but again, thank you. You're welcome. Thank you, Zero. Good to see you. Welcome in. Alright. Okay. Let me see. Here. Okay, so we did the Hydrate Redeem. And then, so we're going to do a reading for Sidelines. I need to see if Sidelines said what reading they wanted, and Astaria, I will definitely do a reading for you and give you the timestamp so that you can listen to it later. Don't forget that. Okay, hold on. Head pats. Boop. No problem. No problem. Okay, I'm gonna start. Start drawing some for Sidelines here. Okay. not you. Okay. It's between you two. Which one of you is Overside Lands? Okay. And how about you? That's fine, Billy. Don't worry about it. Huh, okay. Okay, this is very... This is unique for a reading here. Okay. All right. So, all right. Interesting. Okay, so this reading, you got the Prince of Knives in reverse. And you also got the Two of Skulls. No, wait. Seven of Skulls. Okay. Wait a minute. Part of that was covered up. Seven of Skulls. Okay. So, you're in a very interesting situation right now. So your first card is upside down. And the vampire in this card is anxious and also filled with anguish. They have an appearance like they've been betrayed, like stabbed to the heart. So with that card being in reverse, it feels like you have recently kind of dodged some sort of calamity. I'm not really sure what that's about, but I get the sense that recently you were presented with a situation like a deal or a partnership or something, and your gut kind of told you something is wrong. And I don't really understand what that's about exactly. But I get the sense that you avoided something that would have caused you great mental and physical anguish. In other words, I really feel like you avoided the fine print. You avoided some sort of trap, is what I get from this. Because if this card were right side up, it would mean that basically your thoughts are all jumbled up and you've gotten caught in something. And so that's not what I'm sensing here. Welcome in, dear. Welcome in, Falad. And your second card is the Seven of Skulls. And what's interesting about this is that we have a young woman in a graveyard clinging to a tombstone, but her eyes are very watchful. And so I get the sense from this that it's going to be necessary for you to protect where your base of operations. Basically, it's going to be more important than ever to protect your living space, your assets, your ideas, what you are and what you bring to the world. You're going to need to protect those and make sure that you have protection where you need it, whether that's legal protection or financial protection, and continue to keep your wits about you. Again, I can't see much about the situation, but it seems like the overall theme is you dodged a bullet with something recently, and you need to keep a sharp eye and intuition on moving forward, because it seems like there are some interesting energies going around and doing things right now. All right. That is that. Let me move these cards over. Since they've already been drawn, I'm going to keep them out of the pile. I hope that was helpful, dear. I have no idea whether that resonates with you or not. Alright, Pufferfish, it's your turn. And then Kim, it's gonna be your turn after Pufferfish, if you're still here. And then anyone else who would like one? Like a reading? Just say so. Oh yeah, and I need to do one for Asteria. So I will do that one for her after the people on YouTube. Because they were here before the raid. So to be respectful to them, we should do that. Yes, of course, Gator. Okay, so Pufferfish, Kate, Nicholas. Okay, Nicholas, you should be first. Nicholas, you should be first because I believe you requested one a couple of weeks ago. So, Nicholas, you should be first. Then Pufferfish, then Gator, and then Kate. If they are still here. I think that's fair. Yes. Okay. Nicholas, do you want something specific or you want a general reading? Okay, I can do that. Okay. Yes, of course. Melancholic, you definitely can. I have a few people in front of you though, so if you don't mind waiting, you can definitely get one, and it will still be on this recording even when we're done streaming. I do usually like people to hang out and chat when I read for them. Okay, Renfield, I'm sorry you're dealing with the depression demon right now. Let me just send you some love, okay, dear? Take care, please. Try not to let it get to you too much. Okay, so Nicholas, your card that I drew for you is the Four of Grails, but it's upside down. So what I'm sensing from this is that you've been kind of struggling about what to do with your emotions lately. In the sense that on one hand, you've become very aware of like not good places to put your emotions. And on the other hand, as much as you've been aware that, oh hey, it's not beneficial, for me to put my emotions into those things that I know are kind of a waste to put my emotions into. At the same time, you've been struggling with, but like I still feel these things and I still need to feel them. And so this card recognizes the work that you've been doing to pay attention to where your emotions are going more, if that makes sense. So in one sense, it's a really good card for you. In that it does show you are, instead of letting your emotions run with you, you are starting to become more aware of like, okay, it's probably not good for me to put this level of emotion into something, but I sense that you're still struggling to find that line between like not getting too invested and allowing yourself to express. I also feel like there are a lot of hidden emotions or experiences right now that you're going through that you're like, I want to be able to talk with somebody, I want to be able to express, but I don't know how to express, or I don't know where is safe. So the thing I'm getting from this, Nicholas, for you, I don't know if you do any journaling or any other creative outlets or anything like that. I feel like this card is also kind of encouraging you to put those emotions into a productive activity so that you have a big enough container to hold those emotions. Because they do need some place to go, but they need someplace constructive to go, right? And I think you've been sensing that, so that's the card's guidance for you. I hope that's helpful. I hope that's useful to you. And as always, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Alright, Pufferfish, you're next. And then it's Gator. Then I'm going to do Kim if she's still there. If not, we will move on to Melancholic, and then I will do Kim. It's kind of why I like people to try to stay in chat. I know, it takes me a while. To get to everyone, but I do appreciate everyone's patience. Okay, Pufferfish, do you have something specific you would like it? Oh yes, I think you did, right? Your job, that's right. Hold on. Let me double check. I think you already did tell me what you want a reading on. Hold on. Yes, you did. That's right. Okay, let's take a look at that job for you. Now, a bit of a reminder. Tarot readings do not always predict things 100%. What they do very well is giving you an idea of what a likely outcome is, but we as individuals still play a good role in kind of what goes on with us, right? So just a reminder. Alright, so I'm going to draw 2 cards for this question because I really want to see what is in here for that. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at that job. What have we got going here? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's see here. You might be important. Not you. Not you. What about you? Are you important for the job question? Are you? I don't know about you. We're gonna have to set you aside. Okay. Let's go with this card first, because it flipped right over. Oh, okay. Okay, let's take a look at your second and third cards here. Okay. This is an interesting situation, Puffer. We're gonna have to look at this as like a whole thing. So first, around the job question. The first card has to do with the recent past around that job. So your card shows a figure in chains. And they're wearing a mask and they're all sort of chained up. So for me, this indicates to me how you feel about your current situation in looking for this job. You feel like your current circumstances are very limiting, very stifling, hence why you are eager to know about the job. I sense that either in your current home life or your current job, things are very, very, very locked down. They're I almost get like an inhumane quality to where you've been recently, like that you have not been treated very well. Yeah, not for you though, sidelines. For another person that I'm reading, but if you want another reading, you can have one. I think we already did yours. So if you want another one, I can do another one for you, but it will have to be on a different stream. For that. But anyway, Puffer, I can see and feel that you haven't been being treated very well. And as far as the job, I feel like the card is sort of also warning you that you need to be on the lookout for how people treat you in this new job. And to be prepared to ask to be treated better if anything starts to happen that's not good, because you have value as a human being, and it's going to be very important that with this new job you are able to be treated more human, not less, right? So your second card, Two of Scepters, that's a very active card. And to me it says there's a good possibility that yes, there's a good possibility that you may get the job. I get the sense that you came on very strong in a good way in your interview. I get the sense that you have a lot of like strong qualities, and I get that you're a very strong, very willful person, and that's great. So this card says yes, there is a good possibility that you will get the job you are seeking. But again, you will want to be very mindful that you are treated well and that you are treated as fairly as possible. In this scenario, let's look at your final card. Ooh, this is an interesting card. So you got the Chariot. And Puffer, usually what the Chariot means is that it's a moment for you to take control of your life. The Chariot is about being in the driver's seat and being able to control where you want to go in life. The Chariot is usually drawn by two beasts, oftentimes horses. And each of those horses is kind of pivoted in an opposite direction. So this card is reminding you that every choice that we make every day will put us closer in the direction we intend to go, or will put us farther from where we want to go, or we might end up getting ran around if we don't know where we're going. So in relation to this job, since it seems likely that you may get a yes, you will want to go into the hiring process making sure that your goals and your needs are clearly stated and clearly met. If you have any desire for promotion or anything of that nature, you will want to make sure that you are very clear about what result you are looking for from this employment. And to make sure that if you accept the job, it's going to align with what your expectations are, so we don't get into another situation where, like your first card, you might be feeling trapped or you might be feeling dehumanized, that sort of thing, right? So, but that's what I got for you, Puffer. I hope that helps. I hope that is a helpful guide. Okay. Gator? Okay, let's see. Before we do that, Kim, are you still here with us?
Why, hello. Welcome to the booth, dear.
If you are, let me know in chat. Because you are next. Welcome in, welcome in. We're just doing some ASMR like tarot today or this evening. How are you? This is way more ASMR mode. We might do this for a little bit here. See what happens. All right. Tell you what, Gator, I'm gonna go ahead and move forward with you, and then Melancholic, and then Kate. Because I think that would be a fairer thing to do. So Gator, do you want like a general card pull, or do you have something specific that you would like to know about? And again, thank you, little monsters, for your patience. So like I said, Gator, whenever you're ready, let me know what kind of reading you want, specific or just overall. And again, you do not have to tell me. You do not have to tell me. Slay, welcome in, dear. Good to see you. We're just doing some tarot tonight, sort of in ASMR mode. It's more like soft spoken, right? But that kind of counts. That's an interesting question. We can certainly take a look. Okay, so maybe we can take a look at it as like a theme. Okay, Condor. If you're sleepy, get some sleep. Wait, did I do a reading for you already, dear? Did you ask for one? I think you did, and I did. I think I did one for you already. I'm just hoping I don't forget. Okay. So, Gator, I drew some cards. Kind of thinking about those questions. I want to share with you what I got, and I want to see if that resonates at all. Oh my goodness, okay. I'm glad I did not forget. I'm like, have I been just in woo-woo land? And you're welcome, Puffer, you're welcome. My pleasure. So, Gator, your cards. This is interesting. Your cards are from the same suit. They're both from the Skulls suit. Skulls has to do with wealth, resources, foundation, manifesting things, all that good stuff. So, I'm not quite sure if this fits, but what I get, because you have the Six of Skulls and the Four of Skulls. So, for me, when I look into that for you, I sense that there's a lot that you want to make happen. There's a lot that you want to be able to experience, to do, to kind of master and get control over. I'm not sure how much of this fits, but I feel like you've been looking at like what more to experience in life. Like, not necessarily do per se, but like what more you could experience in life, what other skills you could do, what other passions you could engage in. I feel like you're in a very inquisitive, searching just mode. And both of these cards, both the Six of Skulls and the Four of Skulls, they both point to you are kind of in a searching mode. And the good news is that you have many options for you. Your main struggle or your main challenge right now is going to be to give yourself permission to explore and to take risks and to do some of those things that you're curious about experiencing or getting better at. I sense that there's a bit of reservation, a bit of hesitation on your part. And so these cards are saying, quite literally, the ground is fertile for your exploration. You are in the perfect time of your life right now to do some searching, some growth, some learning new skills or learning new things that you like to do. So these cards seem to say yes. you can give yourself permission to explore, to expand your horizons, to take more control of your life, to go to those places and those things that have interested you in the past, but you may not have given yourself permission to do that for whatever reason. So overall, I would say these cards are very positive in that sense. I don't know if that's helpful at all, Gator, to your specific situation. But that's kind of like a big message I get for you. And then I think it was melancholic next. If they are still in the chat, I would love for them to send me a signal. Welcome in, and enjoy. Thank you. And so while I'm waiting, I do need to get that reading done for Asteria, who raided in but was not able to stay. But yes, I'm doing very well tonight. We've just been doing some comfy sort of tarot ASMR. I guess it would be in much more whisper mode if we were really being accurate about it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and draw for Asteria right now. Which one of you is for Asteria? I got one of you. Where's another one? Alrighty, so okay, this is really interesting. So all of Asteria's cards have the same red-headed vampire in them, the exact same. So Asteria, your first card is is the Four of Scepters. Alrighty, Condor. Have a good night. Sleep well, little monster. Take care. Have sweet dreams. So, Asteria, your first card is in the Scepter's suit. So the scepter has to do with will and manifestation of the will. Thank you for the hydrate. So in this first card, we have a red-headed vampire holding a dagger of fire, sort of with her back to the viewer, looking like she's about to raise it up to slice through something or defend herself, or get out of where she currently is. I get the sense for you that you have recently just felt like, alright, I'm feeling stagnant. I'm feeling like I can't move where I want to move. I can't achieve what I want to achieve. So I feel like recently you've been like, that's it. I can't wait for these circumstances to change. I need to change how I behave to my circumstances. So this first card is just kind of confirming that you've been recently focusing on how to move, how to get progress in a direction that you'd like, and sort of respond positively to feeling stagnant and having a positive outlet for that frustration. And I can really sense that about you as a person. You're really laid back when you can afford to be, but when it really matters and when you really get into that space of I want something different, you can move mountains. And so that's what that card is showing me. Your next card is the Daughter of Scepters. And the Daughter of Scepters basically is just gonna further say, now that you are making or are considering making those changes towards something that you want more, you will be able to manifest what exactly it is you put your attention on. So the other thing I'm getting is that you will need to be very clear with yourself about what you want, why you are going after what you're going after, and what you are getting out of it. Because if we're in misalignment anywhere with our goals versus our desires versus our expectations, there's gonna be a problem. And usually those problems are that it's not super effective, or that we end up stagnating again, and things like that. But this shows me that once you can get clear on what exactly it is you want to change, need to change, and why, you're going to be surprised with the results, and I sense that you will be much more satisfied. Your last card the Three of Scepters has that same vampire holding a staff. She's got wild hair. She doesn't have a shirt on. And she's basically taking a stance of, I'm not moving, I'm not budging, you are. So what I sense from this card is once you start making those changes, there are going to be some people who challenge you. There might be some people who try to start some shit for whatever reason. And when that happens, you will absolutely want to make sure that you can stick to your guns, and to do so in a kind but strong way, because you are going to have some little crazy makers. You're gonna have some little yappy doodles, as I like to call them, some little yappy dog kind of personalities. You know the ones I'm talking about, the ones that are just like rah, 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 rah. And you know, they like to hear themselves make issues. So you might run into a couple of people like that if you have not already. So this last card is just a reminder to be prepared for those kind of people and be prepared to hold your ground. Alright, now we have melancholic that we need to do next. And then a Kate. If I don't hear from melancholic specifically about what they want a reading for, I'm going to just draw a card for them. Let's take a look for melancholic here. Let's take a look. Okay then. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Alrighty. Okay, are you also for melancholic? Okay, I'm gonna follow my intuition on that one. I'm gonna say yes. Okay, that might be another related card. Okay, let's see what we have. Okay. This is interesting. Okay. So we have the major arcana, the star, but it's in the upside down. So usually the star represents hope or dreams specifically, or like a spark of light. So because it's in the upside down, melancholic, it doesn't necessarily mean that whatever you've been hoping or wishing for is not going to happen, but it means that you've been going through a lot of doubt and fear and kind of like sadness about whether it will happen or not. So, and this card is also here to acknowledge that you've had a lot of things that have not panned out for you in a way. So you have had a lot of things recently that have fallen through, that have kind of betrayed you. And I think that's also why this is in reverse. To mirror your current feelings of, well, despair, really. Lack of trust. I sense that, especially with the next card that I drew, which is also major arcana, it is the Lovers. And so with that card, it's all about relationships. There are 3 people depicted in the Lovers card in this tarot deck. And so what that tells me is that a lot of the betrayal, I can't believe I just almost said that, betrayal / depression feelings they have a lot to do with certain relationships in your life. You're fine, Gator, no worries. Sleep is important. Rest is important. That's okay.
Why, hello?
Welcome in. Welcome to the brood. I am now your tiefling mom, Lorcana. Welcome in. Please feel free to come get a hug if you would like one. Yeah, no problem. Gator, it's my pleasure. Well, yeah, in regards to, I'm gonna be getting an internship soon, actually. Finally. But anyway, let me get back to the reading I was doing here really quickly. So, melancholic, your relationships right now are the things that are in turmoil. I get the sense that there might be some betrayal within those relationships. I'm not sure if it's with a beloved or a loved one. I'm also sensing there might be some family strife in this as well. So melancholic, this card signals very clearly that you will need to do some cleaning up of your relationships so that you lessen the kind of toxicity, and to use what you're going through not to lash out at anyone, but to establish boundaries with people, and to use this as a learning experience about Okay, this is what I am or am not going to allow. Pegasus, welcome in. Good to see you, dear. How are you this evening? I hope you are doing well, dear. We have just been doing some tarot. We might switch gears shortly here and just into some regular ASMR here shortly. Hello. Welcome back, dear. How are you? How are you, Meta? We've just been doing some tarot readings. We might transition to just some regular ASMR now for a while, but the last reading we will do, because I believe I've gotten to everyone who wanted one, I believe. So, I'm going to pull a card for myself, because I usually like to do that at the beginning. Of the tarot, but I did not do that this time. So I'm going to draw a card for me. And, wow, this is pretty accurate. I'm doing well, dear. How are you doing? Okay, the card that I drew. Hi, Reaper. Hello, dear. How are you? Also, welcome in, Dex. If you're new here, please say hi, so I can make sure to say hi to you. Especially because Twitch is being stupid now with what it's doing with viewers, so please say hi. Because I love, that's why. Because I love that kind of music. Because it's a bit melancholy. I thought it was a good fit. Okay, so the card that I drew is the Fool upside down. So basically, I'm gonna read that as, you know, that's kind of where I've been a lot in my life, where I'll take risks and I'll do things that people are like, oh my god, what is Tiffy doing? She's doing something so foolish. Well, but it also has a certain amount of magic when you take a risk. So I'm gonna read this as, yeah, I have had some, you know, quote unquote slip ups. You know, I have kind of had some moments where I made an absolute fool of myself and they didn't necessarily work out. But I'm going to read the Fool upside down as, instead of being careless about where I'm going, I have recently taken some very wise actions that seem rash to other people, but are actually not. So It's kind of like that maverick energy, I guess. But this card also tells me I need to be careful that I don't smash my head into the ground, so to speak. In that basically I can take these leaps of faith that I'm taking, but I need to be careful to still watch where I'm going and not overestimate my ability to correct. Right? So, this card is both an acknowledgement that some of my foolhardy nature has paid off in a good way, but I also need to remember to stay balanced and not be too risky, right? So, okay. I think I do look very gorgeous, yes. Alright. Here's what I think. I think I'm going to change my titles around a little bit because I'm ready to move out of tarot mode. So I will be right back. I just gotta change some things around real quick. was fun. Got to do a little bit of tarot. And now we're gonna just do some regular, smegular ASMR. And yes, we are gonna be doing just some regular triggers, and we are gonna be just using my Miss Yeti microphone for tonight, even though I know people like the 3DO. We'll be using this a little bit more tonight, because I do kind of have to set up a little bit to use it. Alright, let's start with some deep breathing. Yes, I can sometimes be a dummy mummy, but I don't often because some of you can be adorable little freaks and you're like, step on me, mummy, and I'm just like, but what if I don't want to step on you? That's what I do to bad little monsters. I step on them. And not in the fun way. So if you want me to steppies, it will be very gentle. Very gentle. Because none of you are bad little monsters. So, a little bit of an update. I did get accepted to that other streaming platform. So, I might be experimenting with a couple streams over there. It's more ASMR focused. You can do a little bit, can do a little bit more like an SFW. Also, you can go !menu in the chat. I think I should still have a menu command open. Although some of these won't work with the microphone I have on right now. Welcome in, Burritos. How are you, dear?
Why, hello?
Welcome in. I'm just doing some comfy ASMR. So because of the mic that I'm using right now, I can't do the ear cupping ones because I'm not using my ear mic tonight, but I can pretty much do everything else and play with other gadgets and fun things. So minus the ear cupping one, if there was something that you would like, I'll do my best to do it. I also, every once in a while, do take requests, but they have to be wholesome requests. Like I said. Yes, dear, what about it? I do have one coming up soon. Okay, I think I heard an alert somewhere. Okay. I think my alerts are just behind. Anyway. So if anyone has any requests, I will do my best to do them. Oh, that would be why. Why did my sound come on in the background? That was me. That was me. Hello? Yep. besides the ear cupping one, just because of the mic I am choosing to use tonight. I do have a good amount of triggers I can use, or I can just do what I like. But yeah, we can do a little bit more deep breathing. Welcome in, little monster. Good to see you again. Good to see you. It's been a bit. Very happy to see you. We're just doing some ASMR tonight. Things are going well. I had a busy couple of weeks. That's why I wasn't streaming very much. But we're back. I should have plenty more time to stream now. How have you been? Okay, let's give you some kisses. This is gonna be with my other mic, so might be a bit different, but there you go. Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, like I said, I do have an internship for my counseling program. And basically, the most important thing about it is that during that internship I will actually get to work with people and start acting like an actual therapist. Instead of like doing so in theory. Just theory in that way. So it will be fun. I'm sure it will be very stressful though, in its own way. Scratchy noises. Okay. Lisa, let me get my favorite thing to do that with. You're welcome, Mama. You're welcome. Just doing my best. And that's all you can do too. That's all anybody can do. And that's all Mommy expects of you. Do your best. It will be enough for me. I know there are a lot of people people who will look at the best that someone can do and say, oh, that's not enough. But as long as you try, as long as you put in a good effort, that will be enough for me. Because you can't always do the most. You can't always, put out maximum effort. And I'm just here to tell you that just doing what you can every day will always be good enough for me. I understand a lot of times people are low on spoons. Yeah, I think my internship will be a good opportunity to actually start working with people and take counseling out of just learning about it and actually starting to be the counselor, because that's what all of this is for. It's to make a difference in people's lives, not to read books upon books upon books. Without putting them into practice, of course. So, my internship is going to be basically the equivalent of a part-time job, so I will have to have some time to figure out how to work my streaming schedule around that internship. I'm sure that will be very interesting to try to, balance all that. Oh, there's no way I would forget any of you. I'm doing the counseling thing, but I also really like streaming, so we're gonna continue to, stream and all that good stuff. Because now streaming is kind of my healthy outlet. If I may say, you're already being an amazing counselor, but being a wonderful monster mom. Yep, and that's honestly why I decided to become a mother of monsters. Because it's all you little ones that feel different or feel left out. It's all of you who need a mom to guide you, support you. So, it's, let's just look at it this way. Streaming is gonna be part of my counseling, but just part 2. So probably when I get off of my internship, I'm gonna get on and I'm gonna stream. And I'm gonna try to do that as much as I can. So, a bit of good news on that actually. One of the places that I applied to also wants to have me for an interview, and they were gonna make me travel like 3 hours initially for an in-person interview for a virtual counseling internship, make it make sense. But they're now willing to work on possible other options for me. So I might be able to have a virtual interview for a virtual internship, which would be very nice. At least I hope that's what they're gonna be able to do. The internship coordinator said she needs to talk to her team about possibly having a separate interview type thing with me. I hope they're gonna decide it can be virtual, because I really don't want to have to travel by carriage for 3 whole freaking hours for a virtual internship thing. So, if I don't have to go and they can just call me on the Scribble, that would be much better. But we'll see. We'll see what they decide. Be nice. It would be a load off my proverbial shoulders if they did decide to let me do the virtual interview thing. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yes. I hope so too.
Why, hello. Welcome to the booth here.
Welcome in, Panzer. How are you? Welcome in. I'm now your tiefling mom. We're just doing some comfy, cozy ASMR tonight. If you do menu, you will get a small list of triggers. The only one I'm not going to be able to do tonight is the ear rubs, but I can pretty much do everything else. And if nothing else, please feel free to say hi in chat and get comfy, get cozy. We are lurker friendly around here, but with the stupid changes that Twitch has made, to how viewers are counted, it's kind of made it so that people have to be a little more active in chat. So I don't really like that personally. I think people should have the option to lurk and just vibe to the ASMR if that's what they want. It's kind of dumb, in my opinion, that Twitch has decided, oh, yeah, hey, now we're not gonna just let people vibe to your freaking stream. Now we're going to make them have to, like, talk and do stuff. It's just like, excuse me. Okay, well, Twitch is Twitch. So, we're gonna do some super whispery ASMR right now to save my voice just a little bit. So, anyway, I will have to see what the update is on that. For my internship, I hope they decide to make things easy instead of being like, no, we're still gonna make you show up. We're still gonna make you, like, come in person for a, for a virtual internship. I really hope they don't do that, because that would be, in my opinion, that would be ridiculous. That would be ridiculous for them to do that, because literally there's like, what would be the point if it's a virtual internship? The whole point, right, is that it's, I don't know, virtual. Yes, so That's what I would do. Grimlock, good to see you, dear. Hello. Hello, hello. How are you, dear? We were doing some tarot readings in ASMR earlier, but we transitioned just to normal ASMR. I mean, sure, I guess businesses can have like a preference for how they want to do their interviews, but it's, I don't know, it seems like a bit of a mismatch in my opinion. You know, if you're going to have most of your internship be like, you know, virtual. Jose, welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you, thank you. Welcome to the brood. I am now your tiefling mom. Please feel free to get comfy and chat with all the rest of my little monsters. I hope you are feeling nice and cozy. We do cozy, comfy ASMR. I hope you are doing well this evening. My preference would be to have a virtual interview, just because that would be physically easier for me. And it means that I could just, you know, be at my best with not having to travel and worry about a hotel or anything like that, you know, those kinds of things. Kinda shaken up. What's been going on, dear? Do you want to talk about it? You can talk about some things if it would make you feel better. And you don't have to be like specific, but you can just talk about something general if you want to. But it's okay. That's what Mommy's here for. You can talk to her about your problems. You know, I don't have a no trauma dumping rule. I'm not like other streamers. If you are coming to me, you know, of course, because I'm not a licensed therapist yet, course, there are some things you can do to solve your own problems. Of course, it's important to be active and proactive in all of that, but there's also a point to setting those down for a while. Oh, I'm so sorry, dear. I'm so sorry. I hope they're still around. That can be pretty hard to go through that. I'm so sorry. Yeah, people wanting to cancel their subscription to Life magazine early is never, it's not a good thing for anybody involved. I hope they are still around and are able to get the help that they need and the support that they need. I've lost a lot of friends and family to various battles with depression and everything, so I understand that. In fact, it's one of the reasons that I am becoming a counselor, to try to be there for people who are at the edge in a way that I was not able to be there for Brother Tiefling. A brother of mine lost his battle with depression. I wasn't able to help him, so I got into the line of work that I'm getting into now, in part because of him. So, I hope your friend is doing well, and I hope he's in a place where they can be looked after. I'm still scared. Yeah. I understand, dear. Completely. Just try to be there for him as much as you can. Try to support him in getting support. That's what he's gonna need most right now. And he's gonna need to make sure he's in a place where he can do something to himself he can't take back. That's kind of the most important thing, is helping him manage not only his environment, but what drove him to that place. So, I'm wishing you the very best in trying to support your friend, legitimately, and making sure he's okay. smack it with a hammer. Okay, is it better now? And it's gone again. Oh boy. I don't know, maybe it's just like a weird. Okay, so does anyone know what the fuck that was? I don't know what we did either. I have no idea. I have no idea. Did you try unplugging it and plugging it back in? Yes. Chalk it up to black magic then? No. Mama TV magic. Can put the game. Oh my god. Okay, well, we'll see. Okay, I put the gain up just a wee bit. Just a tad. Nothing too crazy. Okay, nothing too crazy. The gain is up just a little bit. Okay, we're gonna leave it there because I'm not gonna derail my comfy, cozy ASMR to technology fuckaduggery right now. Cause this category only works well. Oh, my poor little blue Yeti making too much noise, huh? Oh, we might have to take 3DO out for a spin tomorrow then. I mean, I could switch mics right now, but I would have to take a quick break to go change it. I can, yeah, I can do that. That part's the easy part. It's that I have to connect it all to my model and stuff, so I can do it, but it's gonna take a second to do it. Will you all be patient with me, please? Okay, so I'm gonna have my mic off for a second. While I'm doing all that, I'll be right back, okay? replace that with, but it's still a good item. I'm just not very good with it because, I don't have like a lot of range of motion in certain ways. But, oh, well, I think my headphones are starting to act up too, which is fun. And also, after stream, I'm gonna need to do the final Windows update before they stop making updates, which I'm actually happy about. I'm happy that Windows will no longer be updating. we're just doing some ASMR. I had to switch microphones to my 3DO. Thank you. My model artist did an amazing job with the work she did on me. So thank you for being here tonight. Please feel free to get cozy and comfy. And I appreciate you being here with us tonight and becoming a little monster for our brood. But yes, so, I've been through a lot. I've seen a lot in my lifetime. So, I just want people to know there's not very much you can do except for being extremely mean. That would make me not like you. And even then, I might give you the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. So, with Windows no longer updating, I'm gonna be kind of happy about that. I'm also going to now run my computer, aka magic item, into the ground. I'm going to use it until I can't anymore. And then I'm going to get a computer, a new magic item in a couple of years. And probably from a completely different brand. Because I have had a lot of issues with this computer off and on. So will be nice. It will be nice. Get that upgrade. But that will be in a couple of years. But yeah. Yes. Many things to fix, but all in good time. All in good time. No rush. Yeah, but basically, in order to get partner on YouTube, or not on YouTube, on Twitch, you have have to have something like 75 concurrent viewers for like a month or something like that. So we're gonna shoot for that. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but it's worth a shot. I would rather say I gave it an attempt and basically prove to people, yes, you can reach partner after years of doing something. Yes, you can. Because I want to fix that mentality. Fix that mentality of, oh, well, if I don't get it in the first couple years, like, it's not even worth going for. It's like, no, I want to prove that someone can still bloom later in life. That's true in real life, and that's true in VTubing too. A person can still achieve stuff, even if it takes them a lot longer. They can still do good things. Well, I certainly will now that I'm actually making an effort to get partner. Because my first couple of years, I was literally like, well, I don't really care to get partner. Like, you know, I don't see a point. But now I changed my mind. I just want to see if I can. And prove that yes. Yes. And it's also a matter of, you know, growing and learning and doing the best that you can. Being yourself and staying consistent with things that you figure that you're good at. And for everybody, that's different. And it's okay. Tiefling Mom. Welcome to the Little Monster Brood. Welcome in. You can go !menu for a small menu of triggers. If you are on Twitch, you can use this menu. If you are not on Twitch, you can comment in chat. And if I feel comfortable with that trigger, I will do it. If not, I will suggest. Something else. And what is that, Reaper? What is that? I have a lot of favorite ones. Welcome over to Twitch. Welcome, Madam Brittany. Good to see you over here as well. Thank you, thank you. Yes, I'm a powerful mage. I am multicasting to a couple of platforms. Twitch is the one I've been streaming on for the longest amount of years. But YouTube and Kick are also nice. Techie, good to see you, dear. I hope you're having a great evening so far. How are you doing? Alright, my little monsters, I might have to call the stream here. Some things have come up, so I think I'm gonna actually have to call today's stream here. Sorry for the abruptness of it. I hope you all will join me for a stream tomorrow. But something's come up and Mommy needs to handle it, so I apologize. I will see you, little monsters, tomorrow. I love you all very, 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 very much. Be good to each other. Take care of yourselves. Let's do !raid in the chat, and we are gonna go raid a friend of mine, Glitchica. We are gonna go raid them. So give Mommy a few minutes for me to set up the raid, and that is what we are going to go do. Alright, my dears, I'm sorry to cut it short here, but I am needed elsewhere, so I will be back tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Good night.